It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and I'm quite excited to be reviewing this beer. I hold Camden Town Brewery in quite high regard, even though they're owned by AB InBev, one of the largest brewing companies in the world. I think what AB InBev have done with Camden is quite brilliant, actually. They bought a craft brewer many years ago now, probably a decade ago, and they've just left them to their own devices. They just said, crack on, do what you want to do. And Camden over the years have brought out some smashing beers. But this is one of the more exciting ones. This is Camden's Stout. Now what I've noticed, certainly 2023, is that people are really looking at the UK stout market. They're looking at Diageo and Guinness Draft, and they're wondering actually how many people drink and enjoy Guinness Draft. Probably in Ireland, in Dublin, it's probably a cracking pint. I've never been, I'd like to go, I'd like to try it in Ireland. But in a can, in the UK, mainland UK, I don't rate it. I don't rate Guinness, I really don't. Guinness Draft, I don't rate it. I think it's I don't buy it. I don't rate it, I don't drink it. There's been many companies over the years. Brains Brewery brought out Brains Black, and I was speaking to the head brewer of Brains, and he was telling me like 12 years ago that Guinness isn't the drink that it once was. It isn't the drink that it once was. We are here to challenge Guinness. They were they were a regional brewery in the UK. They were never really they weren't set up to challenge Guinness Draft. Guinness Original, yes, all right. Guinness Draft, terrible. We've had Conor McGregor have a go. Conor McGregor with his Forge Stout last 2023, he had a go. I think he's going to do quite well actually. And then you've had Hamilton with their Nitro Stout, which is very good. But AB InBev have just thrown their hat into the ring here with this Camden Stout, and I think Guinness, with the weight of InBev behind Camden, I think quietly they're going to be wetting themselves. They're going to be looking at Guinness Draft and maybe going back to an earlier version when it kind of tasted like a stout. They're going to be looking at earlier recipes of Guinness and going, we need to change things up. We need to go back to producing good stout again. Otherwise, these guys are going to eat our lunch. They really will. InBev jumping in onto the stout market. This could be interesting. So, it was £6.50 for 4 cans, 440 millilitres, 4% ABV. Let's see if we got a widgie here. Let's have a listen. Oh, we most definitely do. We most definitely do. Did you hear that? Right. How rigorous. Can I pour it? Can I go for... Oh, I think I can. This is how they want you to pour it. Scares the life out of me though. Every time. Scares the life out of me. I think it's going to foam up the top of the glass. It never does. It never does. Look at that though. Look at that. 1 to 2 finger, slightly, well, light tan coloured head, good levels of carbonation, jet black beer in the glass. Look at that. As I rock the glass back, and I tipped a little bit. We'll be able to rock the glass, we'll be able to roll it around properly in a moment, but it's a lovely tight head. It looks magnificent in the glass. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, lots of roasted malt. Lots of roasted malt, and that's exactly what I want from a stout. A little bit of chocolate, a little bit of coffee. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little bit thin, if I'm honest. I think it could be maybe 5%. I think maybe if it was 5% and had a little bit more body, this would be a much better drink. I think it just 4% ABV. I think it's struggling a little bit. It's too thin. It's too thin. There is a mouthfeel there. It's had that kind of nitro blown through it. It's just kind of super smooth. But it's still quite thin. It's still quite thin for 4% ABV. The roasted malt is certainly there. I think this is too close to Guinness. I think this is AB InBev playing it a bit safe, rather than really challenge Guinness and produce a really, really good stout, which I was hoping for. I was really hoping for that. They've gone, oh, maybe we'll brew it as close as we can to Guinness and try and steal a few Guinness drinkers. And I don't think that's the right strategy. I don't think it's the right strategy. I think if you're going to challenge a Guinness drinker to buy a decent stout, make a decent stout. Don't go, we'll make like a Guinness type drink and hope that a few people like it enough that they're going to buy it over Guinness. These people who buy Guinness, they've been hardwired. They've been hardwired into drinking Guinness. They've been kind of like, they've watched all the television adverts. They've seen the rolling horses, the adverts, the dum-da-dum-dum. They've seen all that and they bought into it. And they're hardwired now into buying Guinness. I don't think this is enough for those people who are buying Guinness to go, do you know what, I'm going to buy Camden Stout. Number one, it's quite expensive. £6.50 for 4 cans. It's quite expensive. It's a bit thin. It needs more body. Everything else about the beer, there's enough roasted malt. There's enough chocolate, coffee, caramel. There's enough roasted malt in the beer. It's just a bit too thin. It needs a little bit more. It's a little cherry coke like. If you were to ask me to describe Guinness Draft, I always go down the lines of like cherry coke. It's like cherry cola. It's syrupy, it's sweet, and this is a little cherry coke like. They probably put a lot into this. AB InBev and Camden, they probably put a lot of research in, and I wish I was at the table. I wish I was banging my fist on the table saying, no, don't try and produce a Guinness, because you're never going to get a Guinness drinker to jump over to something that's so similar to Guinness. I wish I was there on the magazine banging the table. No, don't go down that road, because let's make no mistake, this beer has been designed. This beer has been designed to challenge. If you're going to design something to challenge, make it big, make it bold, make it stronger. 5% ABV minimum. 5%. Stout means strong. Stout, little stout man, little strong man. Stout means strong, not 4%. Not 4%. So I think here AB InBev, Camden, I think they dropped the ball a bit here. Is it salvageable? They'd have to go back to the drawing board, I think. They'd have to make a 5% stout to even consider challenging Guinness. I think they've designed the beer wrong. I don't think it's going to work. So I'm going to say 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.